us to
Right,
finish.
Yasmin, take that seat there for me.
We'll be done telling it.
Seat there for me, Miss Sumner. Miss Flodek, if you take the next chair, Miss Miller.
I think May and Morgan come here so that
I'll just move this out for you. Would you like me to put all?
Can you get through there, Miss Sabat? Yeah. Just about.
Oh, sorry,
When we leave the room, we'll make sure we leave carefully. Okay, girls, we are going to do this relatively speedily. If I take Miss Gaber, Miss Sumner and Miss Flodek.
perfect.
Okay.
First of all, thank you so much for your applications. They were fantastic. You spent a lot of time on them and we really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much for all the work that you've put in. And to start us off, I'm going to ask you a question and you will take turns answering, okay? Why should we employ you for the job that you've applied for? Why you? Who's brave enough to start? Go on.
I think because I want to be a storage room supervisor, it will help my organisational skills because they're alright. I like to keep my room clean, but with some other things I don't mind, and I want to become an interior designer when I grow up, and it can help me because I have to keep the house clean when I have to do it, and I think it will help it will help me.
Definitely great answer. Anybody else? Why should we employ you?
I want to be a secret garden worker as I love nature, and I really want to make sure that it's all nice and ready for the little ones to use, as obviously we want them to be safe in the secret garden. Make sure that everything is nice and tidy and not damaged, so nobody will get hurt.
I really enjoy reading books, and I organise them. I've got a bit of a library at home, so I've been sorting out books and everything.
The reason why I want to be a secret garden monitor is because I love nature, as Zara said, and I don't know. I just feel like I feel like I'm one with nature, and I help my mum in the summer water the plants in our back garden. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of still thinking about two, and I did apply for two, which were the fruit and milk monitor and the playground equipment supervisor. And what drew me to those two was, first of all, I like to remember people's names and be friendly and chatty to little ones, because I do spend quite a lot of my time playing with the year threes and being dragged away by the year threes and generally spending a lot of time with them, and I'm very good at remembering names. And I also like to spend a lot of time with the pre-packs, which is what drew me to both of those jobs.
I like to be a secret garden worker because in the summer usually last summer I had my own greenhouse and I used to plant tomatoes, strawberries and all those things, and I like to see little kids happy and playing well so then they don't get hurt.
Okay, could you tell us about a time when you helped someone and how did it make you feel? So a time when you helped someone and how did it make you feel?
So sometimes when I help my mum around and my dad around with the gardens in the summer, it made me feel like I was able to do something. And it just let me just ease out of all the home things and just go into my own little happy place.
I've in year 5 I've been helping Carol carry the bins over to the bin place with Zara, and what I found after that was I was helping Carol because there are loads of bins sometimes and people are quite wasteful, so it's not nice seeing all of it, but it's unfair for just one person to be working to do it. So I felt happy that I was helping her.
I know she really appreciates. Yasmin.
Once I volunteer to help people go to the nurse, and I sometimes help teachers with jobs, and the teacher gets to feel more like she can finish off marking and she doesn't have to worry about that. And saying what Morgan said with Carol, I used to help her with the bins, and every time I look when she's a bit struggling to hold all those bins, I try to help her.
I haven't been able to do this for a while, but neither's my mum actually. But my mum's one of the trustees for the RDA, and if you don't know what that is, that's the Riding for the Disabled Association. And I actually learned to ride on their ponies when I was about 2. But I like to go and help out there. And how did it make me feel? Slightly embarrassed because I had to pretend to be a tree. Don't ask, you do not want the answer to that. But it was really nice being able to help out. Oh, and be with the horses I like to see.
Not all day, but sometimes I help Zara when she's walking around school, and I sit with her with Morgan on the benches at lunchtime and break time. And I like seeing Zara happy because it's not very nice walking around in crutches.
I remember this one time when I was out in town and there was someone disabled and she dropped something on the floor, and I went to pick it up for her and she gave me a big thank you and she got something for me.
Can I say one more thing? When there's some free trolleys, there was a lady, she was quite old, so she should have had something to carry her food with, but there were no trolleys, so I put in my £1 and I gave her a trolley because I quite felt bad and no one should really have to carry something.
These are nice answers.
So, when you're doing your job, and if you were to come across a problem like you can't find something or something's broken, things that just aren't working out, what would you do? Should we start with Sandra?
So first I'd think, is there anything I could do about this? Could I search for it in my spare time, or would I if I can't do any of the stuff that I could do myself, I'd tell the teacher for them to help me find it, or do something about a broken book or something, what to do with it and stuff like that.
What I would do, if I couldn't find something and I've searched about 10 bazillion times, then I would probably go and find a teacher and ask if they could help me just a little bit, or ask another worker to maybe help me look for the specific thing. And if it was broken, then and if it was really damaged, then I would ask, should we actually throw this away or not? And if it was a little bit damaged and we could fix it, then I would try to fix it myself if I was able to.
Thank you. Talia?
So if we couldn't find anything and we've looked for it a couple of times, I would just tell a teacher and say we can't find this particular thing. And then if something was broken, if it was easy to break, you could easily do it yourself. But if it was something that was really damaged, you would ask a teacher, can somebody still play with it, or can we throw it in the bin? Because sometimes when kids play with toys, they can easily break them and then carry on playing, and it could injure them.
Thank you.
I think if I found something broken, I would inspect it and see how I could fix this. If it's just slotting something back into the place, then I would try have a go. And if I can't fix it, then I'll report it to a teacher and so on, yeah.
I think if something was lost, I would speak to everyone else who was working around me, because it's very possible that if it was lost and somebody else had just put it somewhere last time they used it, and then if it's properly lost, and I think to myself, have I put it anywhere? And then if I definitely haven't put it somewhere, then I would go to a teacher. But if something was broken, I would probably just do what Esme said, and I would kind of try and fix it myself first. But then if it was completely broken, then I'd just say to a teacher, do we ask somebody else who's really good at fixing things to fix this, or do we just chuck it?
I would say if it was lost, I would look around me and I would tell my others. And if I couldn't find it, I would first look everywhere where I've looked to double check. And then I would go ask my friends who are doing it. And if none of them have seen it, I would ask, can we all look in the room? And if we can't still find it, I would report to a teacher and I would say, do you want any help? Can I do something for you about it? And if something broke, if it was like plastic, I would tell like my friends to maybe don't go near it because it could cut you. And if I could like little dent, I would just still tell the teacher because it could still break if you put something and it could really hurt a pre-prep or someone. And if it was glass, I would not even try like fix it. I would just.
Thank you, Yasmin.
So, do you want me to look? If you get one of our jobs, you may well be working, you and a partner or whatever, and there'll be an expectation that you understand the golden rules because you are in a position of trust. What does that mean to you?
Yasmin.
If you wanted to trust me, I would like if it was to keep something safe, I would not let that. I would let people look at it, but I wouldn't let them touch it.
What does a position of trust look like, Yasmin? What sort of behaviour would we be expecting?
Like if there was glass, like.
I think you're thinking about the problems. What behaviour? If we're talking about we're leaving you potentially in a room to do an activity on your own, unsupervised. We're putting you in a position of trust. What behaviour do you think we're expecting from you in that situation?
I think you need to be on your best behaviour, and you should just go stay at your job and don't even look don't even get your really eyes off it, and you should just do your job because if a teacher trusts you, that means they think you're loyal. So you should just listen to your teacher.
They want to keep you safe as well.
Personally, if I'm in a position of trust and somebody left me in a room to do a job with other people, then I would do my job. But then if other people started messing around or not doing the job, then I would probably point out to them that we are being trusted by the teachers to do this job. And if it was just me alone in the room, then I would just make sure I looked up every now and then just to make sure that nothing else was going wrong or outside the corridor, nobody had fallen over. But I would just make sure I was doing my job and what I'd actually been told to do.
What was the question again? Sorry.
It was how are we going to trust you? What will your behaviour be like if you're doing the job?
It would feel so honoured that you would trust me, and I think I would be on my best behaviour all the time, 24/7. And yeah, I don't know.
Talia?
When a teacher trusts you or any adult, it is a big thing because sometimes we usually don't get trusted for big things like this, and then but being trusted is a big thing. So if I am in a room by myself, I would do the work, what you told me to do. But then if I was with other people and they were messing around, like Amy said, I would tell them to think about, is this a good idea to do this if we've been trusted? And if they still keep messing around, then I will report to a teacher that they've been messing.
If I was being trusted on my own in a room with nobody else, I would just get on with my work. I would try and do anything else that would help with my job. I would just try and finish not as quickly as possible, but as much easier. And if I was with other people, I would get on with my job, but I would make sure that everybody knew that what they were doing, and obviously people would know what I was horribly doing myself, so everybody knows that they're not going to be doing each other's work instead, and then it would get to like a big massacre. And
Well, I think trustworthiness and leaving yourself in a room by yourself, you need to do what you're told to do. You shouldn't be messing around. Like if you were put in a room, you wouldn't like mess around and start playing and stuff. You'd be focusing on what you've been working on and not looking around. If there was loads of people and they were messing around, I would do what Tyler said and probably report it if they carry on doing it, because we've been told that we're meant to do something and they're trusting us to do this.
Thank you. So I'm going to skip the next question. I'm going to go straight to the end question because I'm not pressured by time. You've applied for specific jobs. Potentially, we might give that job to someone else. Would you be open to taking an alternative role? So if a different job was offered, not one that you have applied for, would you still be interested? Yasmin?
I would just be happy with any job, even if I had
Amy, is that a no?
I would be happy, but I quite like the ones where you get to see the pre-preps and the other children.
They're all in pre-prep.
Pretty much.
I know,
all
and I like the chance to be able to see the children because I like seeing them the most and do know me.
Okay, thank